Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, all kinds of news over in Iraq. Some of it is pretty long, so I think I'm going to have to break them up in videos so I can go over them slowly and in detail. So let's just start off with the general news that's out there, and then we'll get into a couple of the articles that are going to need some explaining to do, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this. Advisor to Al-Sudini. We aspire to the end of the parallel market for the dollar in the coming days. So we know they've been talking about that now for quite some time. Supposedly, the beginning of this next year, they're going to do away with using the US dollar and just start using Iraqi dinars for their transactions. Their goal is to get rid of the parallel market altogether and just focus on the main market. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, but we shall soon see. Said the media advisor to the Prime Minister announced that the government is committed to the implementation of electronic payment decisions in various ministries. Now, I did have a chance to talk to somebody about the what-if scenario. I said it appears that Iraq is pushing hard to go 100% digital. I expressed my concern about the Iraqi Dinar banknotes. So in his opinion, they're going to run the Iraqi Dinar banknotes along with the electronic payment system. They run a parallel at the same time, but like the two of us discussed, we know that the Bank of International Settlement wants all the central banks to go to 100% digital currency, but he don't see the Iraqi banknotes going away anytime real soon. So that's a good thing for us because I was really concerned about the direction we're trying to go into. When they keep saying they're going, they're trying to go cashless and get away from the US dollar, the assumption was they wouldn't need the Iraqi banknotes anymore, but like he said, that's not the case. That would be a huge jump for Iraq to do that, and it'd be extremely risky. So at least that made me feel good. But we have seen a lot of articles about the electronic platform. We know they're going to do away with using the US dollar at the beginning of 2024. Let's see how this affects the Iraqi exchange rate. Like I anticipated, this should strengthen the Iraqi dinar in a major way, and hopefully soon after that, it affects the exchange rate. Said in the coming days, we have the ambition to reach the end of the parallel market for the dollar. It is noteworthy that the local markets have been witnessing for days a noticeable decline in the exchange rate of the dollar as it falls for the first time in months to below 1,500 dinars per dollar. This, of course, is on the parallel market. The battle with the dollar is nearing its end, referring to the government measures in limiting the rise of the currency in the parallel market and making it close to the official price of the Central Bank of Iraq of 1,320 dinars for every dollar. So everybody just keep in mind all those so-called gurus out there telling you at the beginning of this next year, we are supposed to see the exchange rate change, even though I say, nah, even though I don't think it is, they're saying it is. Remember their special intel handshake person who pulls a wine out their butt and sprinkles unicorn pixie dust on you told them that the exchange rate was going to change. Just like they told you the exchange rate was going to change when they passed the budget. Just like they said they had to change the exchange rate when they got into the World Trade Organization. And just like all those other numerous times, they told you that the exchange rate was going to change for one reason or another, but never does. I do recall a content creator out there when it was at 1,450 dinars, who had mentioned something along the lines of there will be an increase, but it's going to be in small increments. That was me. Yeah. Al-Qadimi, Iraq's treatment of the basket of currencies reduced the dominance of the dollar and the government with an economic battle. Said a member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Al-Qadimi, treated Iraq with the basket of currencies, reduces the dominance of the dollar, while he waved to challenge the government with an economic battle. Al-Qadimi said, for the program of state dialogue broadcast by the news, the committee hosted the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq and the deputy for multiple sessions. The issue of the dollar was discussed, and the package of measures taken by him, the latest of which is the import of cash blocks of foreign currencies under certain conditions, in addition to a recent measures and the consensus with the U.S. Federal Bank to agree to deal with the UAE dirhams, the euros, the yuans, and the rupees, all contributed to reducing the exchange rate. Some banks have started to import the dollar, but they are not sufficient for the black market, and the sales of the central bank are large. We are surprised by their inadequacy for trade. Would be the same thing that I was talking about when it came to Iran taking payments in the Iraqi dinar. Ended up with billions and billions of Iraqi dinars. The United States found out they were selling their currency in the currency auctions and getting US dollars. The US stopped that, forcing Iran to go to the black market. But there's just not enough US dollars on the black market for them to exchange all the dinars that they had. So if you think about what happened to Iran, that's the same thing that's happened to the parallel market. There's just not enough US dollars out there for the black market to be thriving. They should have done this a long time ago. Academy pointed out that the Finance Committee continues with the central bank, and it follows up with the submitted proposal to take some of them. Some of them are still in the bank's commerge, including the Industrial Initiative, which will gradually work on some industries to become their production internally to reduce the demand for the dollar. Control of the customs and borders crossings contributes to the stability of currency exchange internally, and the central bank, in cooperation with the parliamentary finance, seeks to facilitate the work of Iraqi trades, stressing the need to start the allocation committees in the House of Representatives with their work, which is the responsibilities of the heads of the committees. Academy added, state of competition in the local markets forces the traders to resort to the official price, and the regular distributions of the ration contributes to the stability of food prices, calling on the Sudanese government to address the Ministry of Commerce radically regarding the quality of the ratification items, which affects the lives of citizens. There must be a political solidarity and national vegetation to bring back some industries and agriculture to promote the local market, and imports should be controlled in order to strengthen Iraqi industries. Al-Kadhimi pointed out the reasons for the policy of the U.S. federalism against Iraq as a matter of pressure on the Iraq government for that central bank, explained these things and demanded that the Federal Reserve to explain the reasons for the rejections of remittances without justification. Yeah, that's me reading the paragraphs. That's just them translating them wrong. So I'm just reading it as is, so my apologies. He explained the regulation of financial transactions and foreign trade enhances Iraq's position in financial politics, and Iraq must deal with the basket of currencies in addition to the dollar gradually so that it is not governed by federal institutions in addition to reducing imports. The government has a real battle to address the economic situation, and the political blocs are required to strongly support this trend. So here's what we got going on. Iraq is taking the necessary steps to strengthen the Iraqi dinar. We know there's restrictions on the amount of money that Iraq is receiving from the U.S. So by doing that, this has put the pressure on the parallel market because they don't have enough dollars to trade with people on the black market. By doing this, it's causing companies to have to use the official exchange rate instead of trying to be sneaky on the parallel market. That means then that they have a stronger Iraqi dinar, a lot stronger than the parallel market rate. And because of that, they have more purchasing power, meaning the things that they buy on the market, they're able to pass off to the Iraqi people at a much cheaper price. This is why I think as time goes on, you're going to see Iraqi dinar go up in increments for that very reason. As the Iraqi dinar becomes a lot more stable, there's not a parallel market to compete against. All currencies are being monitored, giving Iraq a stable economy as well as a stable currency. Then you'll start to see the Iraqi dinar go up in increments. So these are these other articles I was talking about. They're pretty lengthy and it takes some time to go over. And I know you guys don't want one continuous video to bore you to death, so I'm going to break them up. So it just looks like Iraq has put their ducks in a row. They're getting ready to start the new year of 2024, doing exactly what they said they were going to do. Stop using the US dollar, making sure that the Iraqi dinar is stable before they do that. It looks like Iraq will mostly be running the electronic payment platform along with the Iraqi dinar banknotes, at least side by side to start with, until Iraq comes up with their own central bank digital currency. The truth of the matter is I've not heard them talk about a central bank digital currency for the Iraqi dinar, but we'll soon see. You guys let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.